Right, it's finally time to review new console. It's only just come out. I think we all know what it is. Nintendo Switch. Well, let's do this then. First of all, the system looks great in handheld, with its nice matte finish, and has a considerable amount of weight for something of this size. The grey Joy-Con blend in nicely with the black body of the Switch, and the screen has a nice shine to it. But what is this? A painting? Let's actually talk about what it does. Built in at the back is a kickstand for use on the go, and underneath is an SD card slot that can hold up to 2 terabytes of data. The kickstand seems to be made of a flexible plastic, which is great if you're a little kid, because if it breaks off, you can snap it back on. However, the disadvantage is that it only has one angle, and you can only play the system on a flat surface. The Joy-Con are easily detachable and allow you to play with a controller on the go, so you don't have to have it permanently attached to the system while you play. The Joy-Con both use Bluetooth, so you can also wirelessly connect them to a PC, Apple or Android device. Good job, Nintendo! You can also see what the startup screen looks like in handheld mode. Quite nice, I think. These are the Joy-Con. 2 tiny controllers that fit nicely into your hands. The right one is small and compact, with a home button, an analog stick, which for some may take time to get used to, an SL and SR button for multiplayer use, and of course your traditional full face buttons along with a start button. At the top are the R and ZR buttons, which I really wish were analog like the GameCubes were, but hey, you can't have everything on a controller this small. At the bottom of the controller is an IR camera, which can be used for some motion control games. This one also has a scanner for Amiibo, which is quite neat if you're someone who is obsessed with collecting plastic figures. The left controller is pretty much the same as the right one, minus the IR camera and Amiibo scanner. However, instead of a D-pad, you get these 4 arrow buttons, and instead of a home button, there's a screen capture button for taking in-game photos. They also have HD rumble and motion controls. When you slide on a controller, you get the signature switch click, which is always so satisfying to hear. You can also only charge the Joy-Con while they are docked to the system, so remember just to put them onto it when you are finished playing. That's if you ever finish playing. Just for comparison, here it is next to a PS Vita. Notice how much larger it is. And here it is next to a 3DS. It's absolutely dwarfed by the Switch. Looks kinda cute though. On top of the Switch, you have a power and volume button, a headphone jack, and a game card slot. Did I forget to say the system uses cartridges? On the bottom of the system is the USB-C charge input. This is actually quite annoying, as this means you can't stand up the system while it's charging. Oh god, you can try all day, but it will never work. Just so you have to go out and buy crappy plastic add-ons to make life a bit easier. You see, that's the problem with Nintendo. They always force you to go and buy all sorts of stuff that you don't need for your system. I mean, would you really need something like this to stand up your Switch? I wouldn't. Even the AC adapter is this big blocky beast of a thing, which is absolutely enormous. This is 2017 Nintendo, not 1982. I mean, just look at it in comparison to a Nintendo 3DS charger. It's absolutely dwarfed by comparison. This is the Nintendo Switch dock. It's little more than a piece of plastic that holds your Switch, but it works quite well. You just plop the system in, like so, and there you have it. You're all set to play on the big screen. Here is the Nintendo Switch Charge Grip. It's a little more than a piece of plastic which you slide the Joy-Con into, but when you do so, it actually feels surprisingly comfortable. It genuinely feels like you're holding an actual controller. However, for some, understandably, it might feel a bit uncomfortable. So if you think you're going to be one of those people, I suggest you buy a Pro controller. The main home screen of the Switch has quite a minimalistic style to it. It's very plain, there's no music playing in the background, and you have little to do. You can go onto the Nintendo eShop and browse for games and stuff like that. As you can see, not much here at the moment. The software library is a bit empty. You can see some of the current games at the moment. A lot of these I don't have. And then you also have the News tab, which is where you can see all the latest news. Right, now we got all that sorted, let's actually go and play some games. This right here is Snipperclips. It's a multiplayer co-op game where you're working together as these weird shapes, solving puzzles. It's really fun, especially in multiplayer mode. For games like this, you'll have to calibrate the Joy-Con controller so that you have to play it sideways. You can also slide on the Joy-Con grip, which makes holding the controller a lot easier, especially if you have larger hands. Yeah, this feels nice and comfy. And here is some of the gameplay. You're controlling these two shapes, and you can swap between the characters in single player. You can just imagine how hectic it would be in multiplayer mode. You can also snip pieces of one another. Ah, come on, get the ball in the hoop. Come on, get in the... Oh, God. Come on, get this thing up. What, you're not gonna help me? Yeah, well, take that, douchebag. Ha! Yeah, who's laughing now? I am. Oh, finally, I might just have a chance. Oh, get out the way! Get out the way! Yeah, just jump over. Come on. Come on. There's also a selection of minigames you can play, such as basketball, ice hockey, and even some martial arts stuff. You know what? Yeah, take that. That's for not helping me earlier, when I really needed it. Take that. As I mentioned, this game is most fun when you have two people to play it with, which is a neat thing about the Switch. However, one thing which isn't neat are these silly Joy-Con grips. They're a pain to take off. Just come on, get it off. Just gotta undo the lock. Come on, just there we go. Well, where did the control go? Where did it go? Ah, there it is. Shovel Knight. Now this is badass. You're playing as a knight who is going around completing various quests. Except instead of a sword, you have a shovel. Yeah, I know it sounds stupid, but it's actually a really fun game. It's stylized like those old 8-bit games on the NES. One thing I will say about this game, though, is it is challenging. Really challenging. Don't play this game unless you are fully prepared. But in that way, it is faithful to older games, which tended to be much harder than a lot of the games nowadays. I gotta just make these jumps. Oh, get out of the way, you green rats. Get out of the way. Oh, come on, jump up there. Why on earth am I using my magic items? Just jump. Get up there. Oh, finally. Oh, no, you won't do... No, oh, stupid flying thing. Just get out of the way. Ah, dead again. There are also numerous secrets, which can only be unlocked in certain ways. Like here, there's this rat. I climb up the ladder, and look, there's a treasure chest over there. I naturally go and get it, and damn it! Landed on the spikes. I must say, though, that despite how simple the graphics are, the game actually looks really nice, and the music is catchy. Believe it or not though, there is a story behind this character. I won't go in and spoil it for those who want to actually play the game, but you'll love it. In many ways this game is similar to games like Zelda 2, the fact that you can use magic items and the fact that it's a platforming game. So you look here, I need to use a fishing rod on this shining spot. Just waiting, and a fish. Or you won't get me, you flying rats. Take that, magic fire. Take that, you flying rats. Slice through the sand with my shovel of doom. There are also numerous bosses throughout the game, like this mini griffin boss. It takes about 1,000,000 hits to kill. Just blast him with fire, blast him with fire. Oh, should take a few hits. How is this thing still alive? Come on! Ah, finally. The final boss is also really tricky. It starts with you falling down this endless chasm, where you land on these random platforms. Unfortunately, the blocks start chasing after you. I won't spoil the ending, but if you do beat the boss, you deserve a medal. There's also a mode called Challenge Mode. I've no idea what it is, but how can it be any harder? And those are the games I have at the moment. I'm aware that I'm leaving out popular games like Zelda Breath of the Wild and 1-2 Switch, but if I don't have the game, I can't review it. I have ordered a copy of Breath of the Wild, but it will take some time to arrive. So for now, these are the games I have. So there you have it, the Nintendo Switch. A console like no other. Yeah, there are a few flaws here and there. Like, I don't know why the dock is just plastic. Plus, I've heard rumours about hardware problems, like the dock scratching your screen, and so forth. But, me, I haven't had any of those problems. I suggest that if you're an avid Nintendo fan, pick one up. That's if you can actually find one, that is. So, how do I think the system is going to sell? Is it going to sell well? Is it going to be a disaster? What's the outcome going to be? Well, time will only really tell the answer to that one. Whether Nintendo makes good business decisions or not? Who knows? But I will say that the Nintendo Switch is definitely the most unique and interesting console I've ever owned. Despite only having 2 games for it at the moment, I'll say, check it out. You might be surprised.